Hey, it's Quadix here. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe, comment Q or any other comments you may have. The link to the Discord and my Instagram will be in the description. Check them out. When this video gets to 500 likes, I'll upload the next part. Roll the intro. Naruto and Konako were surrounded by nature. A beautiful spring located deep within a forest region several miles outside of Koho Academy. Trees and other types of flora surrounded them. Grass and multitude of colorful flowers. Not 7 meters away, several fish leapt out of the water to a crystal clear lake that glittered in the afternoon sun. Naruto and Konako sat on the ground. They sat in seiza, their knees touching. Konako looked frightened and nervous, while Naruto exuded a calming aura. Having listened to what you and Aniki know about Senjutsu, I've come to the conclusion that your sister and everyone else who've ever managed to use it in this world have been learning it the hard way, Naruto said. As I understand it, you're not taught to clear your mind while using Senjutsu, and all you do is gather it around a limb, usually your fist, and push it outside of your body. Konako nodded but didn't say anything. The first and most important thing you need to understand about controlling Senjutsu is that you can't just gather it. Doing so is not only dangerous but foolish. This is probably why people who try to using it are overtaken by the malice and hatred of the world. You're not just taking in the hatred and malice of the world. The hatred and malice of the world is mixing with your own negative emotions. Avarice, envy, greed, lust, all these negative thoughts and emotions you feel mix in with the world's own negativity, making it impossible to distinguish which feelings are yours and which are the world's. Konako frowned, her lips curving down in thought. So, you're saying that my sister and everyone else have been learning it wrong? Not wrong, just more difficult, Naruto said. The way I'm going to teach you will allow you to take in the world's energy more easily. You will still have to deal with the malice and hatred, but you will at least be able to distinguish between your feelings and the world's feelings. This will make it easier to ignore the world and gather Senjutsu chakra. Konako nodded. What do I need to do first? The first step towards learning Senjutsu is learning to sit completely still, Naruto explained. You must become a part of nature. By cleaning your mind and learning to still your body, you can mimic nature. Allow me to show you. Naruto closed his eyes and took in several slow, deep breaths. Konako watched as his body suddenly stilled so completely that for a single second, she almost thought he died. She blinked, and Naruto vanished. She blinked again. Naruto appeared before her completely fine, still breathing, his eyes open and staring at her. Konako rubbed her eyes. When she saw Naruto still sitting there, grinning at her, she blinked. What just happened? She asked, not bothering to hide her shock. 1 minute you were so still you looked dead and the next you disappeared? Naruto said, grinning. It's because I became a part of nature. Do you see the rocks on the ground? Or the trees when you walk past? Naruto asked rhetorically. Barely, right? You see them, but not only in the abstract sense of knowing they are there. Your mind fills in the image with what it already knows from memory, but you don't really see them as anything more than indistinct shapes. When you still your body and mind completely, you become a part of nature. Your presence all but disappears. Only skilled sensors and other Senjutsu users can sense someone who's become one with nature. That sounds like it would be very useful, Konako said. Naruto shook his head. Not really. In order to become one with nature, you must still your body and mind. So really, all you can do is sit in one place. Sure, it might be a good way to hide from others, but that'll only work if you're surrounded by nature. Try gather in a city and you'll stick out like an udon addict in a ramen bar. Konako's sweat dropped. Oh. Now, Naruto said, amiably putting his hands on Konako's head and rubbing it. No need to look so depressed. Truthfully, it's not a bad idea. The problem is, it's impossible to use senjutsu to hide without finding a way around the need to stay still, which is actually impossible. Believe me, I've tried. He shuddered. It wasn't pleasant. The two spent a moment in silence. Naruto continued to rub Konoko's head while the Nico/Devil hybrid purred. Right, Naruto started again, removing his hand from Konoko's head, much to her disappointment. Let's begin by doing some basic meditation. This will help clear your mind, which is key to becoming still. You can't be still if your mind is filled with thoughts, after all. The two soon got to work. They would stay in the clearing for several hours with Naruto helping Konoko reach stillness and Konoko trying her hardest to become one with nature. She would soon realize it was more difficult than it sounded. 2 hours was late. The hour was late. The sun had gone down. Day became night. This would normally be a time when everyone slept, snuggling in their beds and dreaming whatever it is people dream about. A few were not sleeping. Issei was likely still out completing jobs. Despite growing stronger each and every day, the young pervert still had yet to complete a single job. It was kinda pathetic, but that's just how Issei was. Naruto also remained awake, though not necessarily by choice. He'd been sleeping peacefully, laying on his bed, a fully clothless Rias cuddling with him. He would have loved to just stay there and enjoy the feeling of her warm body pressed against his, her asses pushing into his chest and her nipples tickling his skin. Alas, there are some things that one simply can't ignore. The call of nature was one of those things. After relieving himself, Naruto left the bathroom and ambled back towards his bedroom. The long walk was empty, as expected, since only 3 people lived there. Naruto's feet lightly padded along the wooden tile, and while he walked, he also grumbled, "Stupid Anarchy. Who the heck builds a freaking mansion for 3 people?" The Japanese-style mansion that Sir Zex had built for him, Rias, and Revo reminded him of the Hyuga compound. It consisted of several structures in various sizes connected via a series of roof walkways with wooden floorboards done in a highly lacquered finish that gleamed in the light. No matter which walkway you were on or where you looked, all you would see were trees and plants arrayed together in a plethora of color, beautiful flowers and sakura trees and all manner of gorgeous plant life. This place was like an oasis in a desert, only instead of being in a desert, it was a city. It even had several streams running through it and koi ponds dotting the landscape. As he walked along the walkway, something near one of the sakura trees caught his attention. A beautiful girl with long blonde hair dressed in a white nightgown that went down to her ankles, revealing her bare feet. Revo Phoenix stared up at the night sky, an oddly solemn or maybe introspective expression holding sway over her features. Her hair wasn't done up in its usual drill style. While he thought her drills were pretty, Naruto couldn't deny that she looked beautiful with her hair down. "Revo," Naruto greeted the girl as he walked up to her. "Huh? I'm not doing the scream thing. I'm sorry." Naruto stopped when Revo squeaked and spun around. She lost her footing on the rock she'd been standing on and nearly fell into the small pond beside the sakura tree. Naruto moved before she could fall, an arm slid around her waist. With Chaka keeping him from falling with her, the blonde teen pulled Revo back up. "Naruto?" Revo stuttered, staring up at him in surprise. Naruto gave her a bright smile. His arms remained wrapped around her waist. "That was a close one, eh?" Naruto said, chuckling. "Huh? What are you doing here?" Revo's face began to steam as she roughly pushed him off her. "Doing?" Naruto blinked, his hands coming up to scratch the back of his head. "I'm not sure I understand the question. I just saw you standing here and wanted to talk to you." He paused as a thought suddenly occurred to him. "Oh, I'm sorry. You probably want to be alone, huh? In that case, I'll leave you alone." Wait. Naruto had scarcely turned around before Revo called out to him. He turned back around to see the younger girl staring at her feet, thumbs twiddling together. Her action seemed vaguely familiar, though he couldn't for the life of him remember where he'd seen it before. I didn't say you had to leave," she mumbled lowly, and Naruto's ears twitched. "I just didn't want you getting all like huggy and stuff." "Huggy and stuff?" "That's right." Revo nodded her head, seemingly getting back in her groove. It's not like, I don't really like your strong, warm body holding me so tenderly. I mean, I don't want you holding me like that. It's weird. Oh, my bad. She turned her head and huffed. Especially since you have a girlfriend. But all I did was make sure you wouldn't fall into the water, Naruto said, pointing at the small pond. Revel followed his fingers. I didn't want you getting wet, especially since it's kind of chilly outside. Oh, Revel seemed embarrassed and a little disappointed. That couldn't be it, could it? Maybe she thought his words meant he didn't want to hold her because he didn't find her attractive or something. Was that it? Yes, that must be it. She must think he wasn't attracted to her. Which just wasn't true. It looked like he needed to clear the air some more. Oi, come on now. There's no need to look so depressed, Naruto said, giving the girl a kind smile. It's not like I'm refusing to hold you close because I don't like you or don't think you're attractive. You're a beautiful young woman. Honestly, if I wasn't so in love with Rias and we weren't dating, I'd probably ask you on a date. Critical hit. I'm not doing the whole stutter stuff. That's too much. That is too much. Naruto started looking slightly worried. Are you alright? You look like you're burning up. Shut up. Don't think you can just go around saying things like that. A red-faced Revel pointed an accusing finger at him. And don't think you saying something like that will make me happy. It doesn't. Okay? Naruto said slowly. Had he said something wrong again? Maybe he should change the subject. So, how was your first week of school been so far? Revel blinked, startled by the change of subject. Her face returned to its normal fair color and her pointing finger dropped back to her side. School has been alright, she said, frowning. Most of the people in my class are nice, if a bit simple-minded. I haven't really made any friends, but everyone's treated me well so far. So I guess that's good. Naruto frowned. You have no friends, but what about Konako-chan? I thought you two were friends. Revel's face took an angry expression that was, well, it was actually kind of adorable. Really. Her cheeks turned all red and swelled like a balloon and her eyes narrowed. Revel's face, my bad. What makes you think she and I could possibly be friends? I would never be friends with someone like her. She always acts so cute and innocent when she's got a really vicious tongue, always making fun of me and calling me Yakitori. Worse still, she's always taunting me by sitting on your lap. God, it makes me so frustrated. Revel stopped ranting, her breathing heavy and her face flushed red with anger. Her shoulders heaved up and down as she caught her breath. It was only several seconds after speaking that Revel realized what she said. Not that I want to sit in your lap or anything. I don't. So don't you get any funny ideas. Got it? Naruto could see his subject bothered her. So he did the smart thing and decided to change the subject. Again. How about everything else then? Are you enjoying your experience in the human world so far? Revel regained control over her emotions and having suddenly realized she had just had a very unladylike outburst, became very demure, I don't know. Almost timid even. It was utterly adorable. It's been alright, she said softly. It's a lot different than I first expected it to be. What were you expecting it to be like? Naruto asked. Just not like this. Revel tried, emphasizing her point with her hands, but it didn't work out too well, and she seemed to realize that. I guess I just didn't think it would be this nice. Her cheeks turned pink. I've always been told such bad things about the human world by my mother, and that it made me never want to go there. But so far, it's been a mostly enjoyable experience. I really like spending time here. I'm glad to hear that. Still, you seem a little worried about something. Revel fidgeted. I wouldn't say I'm worried, per se. It's just... She turned around to look up at the moon, her expression almost melancholical. I came here for, well, reasons, but not that I'm actually here. I'm beginning to realize how impossible my goal seems to be. It just feels like I'll never be able to accomplish what I set out to do here. Her sad smile caused minor ache to well up inside Naruto's chest. Someone so pretty should not look so sad. He placed a hand on her shoulder, startling the poor girl. She looked up at him, about to snap, but he smiled before she could. You shouldn't be so pessimistic. I didn't get as far as I have been thinking about how impossible my situation seemed, or how far away my goal was. The only way to ever accomplish anything in life is through hard work, perseverance, and grit. If this goal is important enough, then all you need to do is keep at it, and I'm sure you'll reach your goal eventually. Naruto gave her a gentle, warm smile. And if you ever need any help, don't hesitate to come to me. I don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll do whatever I can to help you reach your goal. Revo stared at him for about a second, then looked away. Yet in the second, Naruto had seen it, her smile. She had a very beautiful smile, he thought to himself. Idiot, Revo whispered softly, yet still loud enough for him to hear. Naruto pouted. That's not very nice. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I know it's like really short, but I don't feel like recording. My main channel has just been useless. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next part. I'm continuing this, by the way. Continuing all my series that I've been doing in the other channel, and continuing. Anyway, I'm rambling. Roll the outro.
Wanted a bitch who was on the move, but you on a goddamn late. Got it one in my bed and she just wanna sleep. Fucking up all of the sheets. She only wake up to eat. Do this shit every week. Like why you do that? Crying you wanna be great, but sleeping until the next day. Why you do that? Got that much in the bank. We go out, she order the steak.